Hey YouTube, it's basically anime. Today I have my Hero Academia, the official or fans translation, whatever you want to call it. I have the chapter to review for you guys today. Now, if you guys don't want to get spoiled, since this is manga only, I would suggest you click off this video. But if you guys want to stay for the spoilers, you guys want to see what's going on in this chapter, tune in for more. And just let me know any other anime and manga you guys would like me to review for you guys in the later future. And let's just get into this video. Okay, so I have my Hero Academia chapter, or Boku no Hero Academia chapter 285 to review / react for you guys today, and it's official. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I think most of you guys saw the spoilers that I dropped yesterday. If you guys haven't, make sure to go check that out before you guys see this chapter. But if you guys don't want to be spoiled, I don't know what to say. This chapter is really juicy, and we're just gonna get into this. Like yesterday's spoiler video, it started off as Deku was flashbacking to his the aftermath of the muscular fight or the camp raid, as a doctor is telling him, I give you 2 or 3 more times. If you keep getting injured like this, you may permanently lose the use of your arms. As Deku staring at his arms, got pretty banged up after he used his supposed full power, or 1,000,000% of One for All, to defeat Muscular and save that kid who he was protecting. Okay, anyway, I guess Deku's thinking about this now because his arm is actually pretty banged up in this fight with Shigaraki. So flash forward to the fight with Shigaraki. Shigaraki is releasing another massive air cannon at Deku, pushing him back, extending the black whip quirk, but Deku is not stopping as he's holding on to Shigaraki with full power. As you guys don't know, we left off in the last chapter as Deku, I wouldn't say a finishing blow. He delivered a really, really bad blow in terms of Shigaraki's health. And it looked like he split him apart, but Shigaraki is okay. He's still alive, but he's not in the best shape. Deku did some damage to him last chapter as the shockwave Shigaraki release just decimates the area again. Like, this area is going to have to... This area is going to be like... They're going to have to spend like billions on to fix this aftermath of this destruction. Either way, we see a side panel next of Deku in his arm, and it's pretty banged up. It's bleeding, it's sore, it's red, it's bruised, it's smoking off, but he's still not giving up and stares at Shigaraki and says, that was a blitz of 3 blows. As she says, I'm not, okay, he doesn't say, but he's like, I'm not giving up, and he tries to go for it again as he pulls in Shigaraki even closer and releases a Detroit smash, and then he releases a Wyoming smash, and then he releases St. Louis smash. Deku is not playing around. Shigaraki is going down for the count. He's gonna end Shigaraki here and now. But Shigaraki, we notice something about him. He's not taking these attacks. He's blocking most of the majority of the damage. As he says, the damage is exceeding my regeneration. If I don't focus on defense, I'll probably be blown away. If these heroes hadn't pushed me to my limits, no. This incomplete form aside, this power is simply in the way of my dream. As she points his hand, I guess you're gonna release another air cannon or shockwave in Deku's face, and then he's like, this quirk, this power of Deku's is in the way of my dream. Deku says, this is what this power is for. If you guys don't know, the whole tale of All Might and One for All for One. I can't explain the whole thing. Blah blah blah. Two rival brothers had One for All for One. They've been passing it down from generation to generation. The generations of the users of these quirks through generation to generation have been fighting. It's a good and first evil fight. This generation, we see Deku versus Shigaraki. Last one was like All Might in the original All for One, but it's been good for evil for a long time, ever since his quirks existed. And then that's what Deku says. That's what this power is for. As Shigaraki is about to release another attack in Deku's face, but Deku, before this attack can get released, he pulls them even closer and releases a Texas smash and then another smash. This smash is back to back. This is not good for Deku's overall health or his state in this fight. Deku cannot keep releasing back-to-back smashes. He can't keep doing damage to Shigaraki like this without taking damage himself. Is been going beyond the point that he's using full cowl and he's balancing out this power. No, he's going full power in one limb of his body and smashing it onto and Shigaraki. And we see a panel of him, and we see this pain or this back-to-back smashes take a toll on his overall health. As we see, his clothes are in tatters. He's bleeding. He's sore. He's red. He's bruised. This is not good, and he's still managing to use float and black whip and the original stockpiling power at the same time. This is pretty impressive. What I am looking at is pretty impressive. Either way, either way, Shigaraki just says while getting hurt, there must be something, a quirk to deal with this kid. I have to find it. Back on the ground, as you guys know, Deku was using Black Rip to lift the heroes off the ground momentarily, and then he dropped them right after to take care of the injured, such as Dragon Lady, I'm pretty sure, and Gran Torino and Mr. Aizawa. Either way, Manuel is looking up in this fight and says, "That's incredible." Bakugo said, "No, I know what's going on here. He's gonna get destroyed at this rate. He's using his legs and his Air Force gloves to avoid the recoil while already controlling several quirks. Deku's pulling every move he's learned until now just to keep Shigaraki in the air." That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people say, "Oh, Deku can just like one punch Shigaraki." He can't one punch him. Even if he didn't, he had mastery of all of his quirks. Shigaraki is pretty strong. Either way, Deku is using Deku, and now we know that he's using the Air Force gloves. That has to take some of his attention, and he's using his legs. He's already using float, Black Whip, and the stockpiling power. Like Deku's like really trying to end Shigaraki now and once and for all. And either way, Bakugo continues. Since he couldn't completely take him out with the first attack, it's turned into a war of endurance. Just ran each other down until one person just taps out. In that kind of situation, there's no way he can hold out against a guy with regeneration. I don't think Bakugo has noticed that Shigaraki's regeneration or healing factor, I just call it healing factor, is not as strong as it was before. Anyway, Bakugo continues his monologue and said, within minutes, he'll get his ass kicked and his power stolen. Todoroki, you finished yet? He asks Todoroki as he's applying ice, I guess, to Mr. Aizawa's stump. Yeah, I think he's applying ice, trying to heal it, not heal it, but stop the bleeding. Anyway, he says, yes, but why? Bakugo interrupts him, says, shut up and grab on. And then Bakugo starts to formulate some sort of plan. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys what happened. We all know what happened with the raw scans, but I'm not trying to spoil nothing. Let's just keep reading this one. Anyway, Bakugo starts to say this plan. Endeavor, hold off on the fire, and I'll make sure you get up there. Todoroki, keep Endeavor cooled off as long as possible. Endeavor says, I got you. I'll use my greatest firepower to bring him down. Leave it to me. Now, I know Rocklot's about to say something saying, but are you guys crazy? You guys are still kids. Todoroki interruption says, take care of our teacher. And Rocklock's like, what am I saying? I've already acknowledged these kids as true heroes, and says, okay, as Manuel was looking over Mr. Aizawa, Dragon Lady, and Gran Torino, if I'm not mistaken, as Bakugo propels Todoroki, Endeavor, and all three of them into the air to help out Deku and Shigaraki, or Deku just versing Shigaraki. Anyway, Endeavor says, aim me or like propel me into the air when Black Whip is completely extended. When I head up there, you two return to the ground or you'll get caught up into it. This is foreshadowing that whatever Endeavor is about to do, it's gonna go full power. Anyway, Shoto Todoroki is like, Midoriya, hold on, and Bakugo's saying the same thing. While Bakugo's in the air, he starts to remember something, and he has a flashback to when All Might was explaining One for All to him, I guess. I don't want to speculate and talk about things I'm not sure of now. I thought they were talking about the first user, but just continuing what he's saying, he says, because he's the one who basically created One for All, right? Isn't it? He's also got multiple quirks that makes you the same as him. So they're talking about All for One as on my like explaining the aspect of All for One and One for All and multiple quirk users. Anyway, Bakugo says, even if One for All is some sort of cursed power. Hold up. Okay, this whole cursed power thing, all of this nonsense, or I wouldn't say nonsense, about some side effect, Deku's dying slowly. Okay, I believe some of these theories for real, but this all started with like, this all started like around like last few chapters, where All Might is not hiding, but he doesn't know everything about this full. He doesn't. He just it just got revealed that All Might technically doesn't know everything about this power. So that's, I guess that's leading Bakugo to say this is some sort of cursed power. Um, if Bakugo, I wouldn't say survive, but if Bakugo makes it after this arc, I would like him to explain what he means by some sort of cursed power, because there's a flashback to when he was bullying Deku. I don't know if he noticed something, a pattern between the users or the previous users of One for All. Maybe they all had a bad childhood, something, but I would like him to elaborate more on this theory of his. Anyway, he says One for All is, as he flashed back to how him and Midoriya used to appreciate or look up to All Might as kids as they were watching a TV, and then he flashes back to the first training facility or exercise where there was some bad costumes. I mean, you guys saw Todoroki's costume; it was pretty bad. You guys saw Deku's first costume with the ears and the bunny mask. I don't even know what that was. That was bad. Either way, he flashes back to when Deku was saying, "I'm not gonna be your wordless punching bag forever. I'm not gonna be your wordless punching bag forever, Kachan or Bakugo. I'm I'm the Deku who always does his best." As Bakugo is looking at Deku, giving it his all, as Black Whip quirk, a Black Whip is completely extended. This is the opening Endeavor needs as Bakugo propels him to the air, and he grabs onto Shigaraki and starts to hold him tight. Shigaraki's like, "Oh no, you!" And Deku's like, "Endeavor, you're here to help me? My friends are here to help me." Endeavor screaming at him, "Get down!" And he's about to release Prominence Burn. What I am looking at, this is a nuclear bomb. It completely just flashes the whole area. This is some sort of fire explosive. And Shigaraki, it looks like he's getting erased. And then something out of nowhere, which I still don't understand to this day, a portal opens up. While Shigaraki is getting burned towards crisp, a portal opens up. And a hand comes out of it. I don't know if this is a hallucination, a memory, dream, flashback, whatever, but it's Shigaraki, something to do with Shigaraki. "Come, why don't you hand your body over to me, Tamura?" As all of a sudden, Endeavor just says, ow, while he's holding on to Shigaraki, and then he's just shocked. We see Bakugo and Todoroki's face. They're like, "Endeavor." As then we see in the next panel, three sharp knife thingies, some black tendrils, but not like Black Whip. This is more like knives, are sticking out of his torso as he lets go and scream and says, "How come you won't die?" as he falls to the ground. We then see Shigaraki covered in some sort of some black stuff. I don't know how to say it any better. I mean, it's like some kind of black liquid, some shadowy. Shigaraki is now some sort of shadowy figure, and the thing is, he's not even speaking English. Now, I think this has something to do with All for One, something about the previous user possessing. I don't know. It'll get explained later. I'm sure somebody's gonna post a theory vid, but he's not even speaking English as he just sends, or Japanese, whatever. He's not speaking earthen language as he sends these black knives or tendrils that he used to stab Endeavor in the back straight at Deku, and he says, "Little brother." Okay, now I know this has something to do with All for One, One for All, good versus evil, generation over generation. I think Shigaraki just got possessed by the previous user of, or the first user of All for One, and he recognizes Deku and says, "Little brother." He recognizes this is the dude that is holding the One for All quirk previous right now currently. Either way, the tendrils are heading straight for Deku. Bakugo says, "But," at that moment, as he races off, we don't know where he's going, and he starts to flash back to all the happy moments, all the interactions, all the bad moments, all the moments where him and Deku have interacted. This is a very beautiful friendship. They started off as, I wouldn't say enemies. They started as friends when they were little kids. They were kind of like friends, kindergartners, whatever. Then Bakugo used to bully him. Now they were rivals, and then they became friends. Now they're really good friends, as Bakugo's like, "I am the holder of your secret." He's like the Gran Torino of this generation. Like, I'm the holder of the One for All secrets, and he knows more about it than anybody else except Gran Torino, All Might, and Deku. Those four are the ones who practically know a lot about it. Anyway, he says, "Without thinking, my body simply moves on its own." As we see a panel of, I would say, one, two, three, four. Yeah, I'll say three. At least three of these black tendrils stab into Bakugo. Now we see one stab into his shoulder. We see one stab into his stomach. We don't see the two actually connect to his skin, but we can assume that they practically went through his chest like the others. As we see Bakugo push Deku out of the way and the final moments, as we see the ending monologue of it, chapter 285. Katsuki Bakugo Rising. Let me know any other anime or manga you guys would like me to review for you guys today. Remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I post, and tune in for more.